Doctor Who City of Death, the 31st story of the 4th Doctor, is written by David Agnew, a pseudonym used by David Fisher, Douglas Adams and Graham Williams, and starring Tom Baker and Lala Ward. Sadly, they couldn't bring K9 in this story because of the cost of the prop and they weren't allowed to take it to Paris. So Graham Williams asked David Fisher for further ideas after he wrote The Stones of Blood and The Androids of Tara. So originally there was going to be a story called The Gamble with Time, set in Las Vegas in 1920s but later got changed to Paris and Monte Carlo in 1928, and same with 16th century Florence timeline as well. And it's got the Doctor and Romana teaming up with a detective called Pug, and it focuses on the gambling and the ancient alien race called Sephiroth. And the story got evolved further. There was ideas of Count Scarlione investigating the stolen Mona Lisa and changed the name of the race called the Jaggeroth. Apparently David Fisher was going through a divorce during the time of writing the story, so Douglas Adams and Graham Williams helped finishing the story. Douglas Adams said Graham took him back to his place, locked him in the study and hosed him down with whiskey and black coffee for a few days, and there was a script. So the story was going to be called The Curse of Sephiroth, but got changed to City of Death, and the elements got reused in Dirk Gently's holistic detective agency's Doctor Who Sharda. The serial begins at distant past, 400 million years BC, and there was a race called Jaggeroth trying to take off the ship, but Scaroth took off too soon, so the ship got exploded. In Paris 1979, the Doctor and Romana enjoying the view from Eiffel Tower, and as they're on the train and they fancy bouillabaisse.
Then we're going to lunch. I know a little place that has a wonderful bouillabaisse. Do you like bouillabaisse?
Bouillabaisse, yum yum.
The director Michael Hayes makes a cameo as a train passenger, which is cool, and I love the music in that, it's so nice. It's one of those soundtracks I listen to over and over again and I never get sick of it. Dudley Simpson, you definitely got talent there. In the laboratory, there's Count Scarlione and Professor Kerensky working on a machine. Meanwhile, the Doctor and Romana sitting in the cafe as the guy was sketching Romana. She moved and well, he had to crumble it up and threw it in the bin. And there's a time jump problem where it reversed a few seconds back. What the guy drew is Romana with the face of a clock with a crack on. The Doctor suspected it could be crack in time. As they head to the art gallery to see Mona Lisa, Romana wonders why doesn't Mona Lisa have any eyebrows? Good question. As the guide tells the Doctor to move along, time jump happened again, which made the Doctor fell on Countess and nicked her bracelet. Duggan asked if the Doctor was alright. After the Doctor said he dent his head on this gun, the Doctor and Romana left, walking through Paris, being followed by Duggan. And I love the shots of Paris, it's so nice to see, especially in the late 1970s. The bracelet they have is micromeson scanner. Duggan held the Doctor and Romana at gunpoint and took them back into the cafe. After Countess explained to Count about her stolen bracelet, Count sent his men to get the bracelet back, but then invited the Doctor, Romana and Duggan to the chateau. And the cliffhanger with Count taking his mask off and revealed to be Jaggeroth called Scaroth is fantastic.
Carlos!
It makes it so scary. As the Doctor, Romana and Duggan got brought into the living room to see Countess, I love the Doctor's line in this. It's fantastic.
Oh! I say, what a wonderful butler. He's so violent.
So he helps himself with a glass of water and claims to be a thief. Count came in and we get the Doctor's iconic hello there.
Hello there!
And I love the he's not as stupid as he seems. Nobody is stupid as he seems. Brilliant. So Herman took the Doctor, Romana and Duggan in the cell where the lab is. The Doctor used a sonic screwdriver to get himself out. He has a look at the machine, so Professor came and he tested on the egg, which became from egg to chick, then chicken, and then skeleton of a chicken. The Doctor asks what came first, the chicken or the egg? Who knows? So he and Kerensky have a talk about science stuff. After a while, Duggan knocked him out. They snuck out the chateau. The Doctor got into the TARDIS and landed in Florence 1505, looking for Leonardo da Vinci, but then got caught by a guard, and Captain Tancredi wanted to see the Doctor, and it was Scaroth, another Splinter version of him. They both wondered what they're doing there. Tom Baker is amazing as the Fourth Doctor. 10 out of 10, he's got great lines. The man obviously knows what he's doing. Watching him as the Doctor is an absolute joy. Tom found filming in Paris being very different from what he was used to film in the UK, where people would watch the filming and meet the casts. Lala Ward is superb as Romana, her chemistry with the Doctor is brilliant, and I like her outfit, it really suits her as well. Originally they were going to get her to wear a silver catsuit like Zoe Heriot, but Lala didn't want that and suggested a schoolgirl type outfit. Tom Chadbourne played Duggan, a detective to investigate the stolen Mona Lisa, and I love this character. He feels like the Doctor's companion, and it would have been great if he joined the TARDIS. He's pretty badass when he breaks stuff like bottle, doors, walls, and knocking people out. Then again, you can't make omelets without breaking eggs. He was casted to resemble Tintin from Franco-Belgian comics. Julian Glover played Scaroth, who's the last of the Jaggeroth, and trying to be a saviour as he's planned to go back in time to save his people. And he loves Mona Lisa's painting, and there's 12 splinters of him were scattered across time, which is interesting. There's an Egyptian version, Captain Tancredi, and his iconic figure, Count Scarlione. He's a fantastic villain. I've met him back at Comic-Con back in 2015, and he's a nice guy. The things I've only seen him in as of time of recording are Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, For Your Eyes Only, and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Julian played Richard the Lionheart in the episode Crusades, Doctor Who, which sadly I haven't seen yet because, missing episodes. When he got casted as Scarlione, he hesitated wearing a mask because it would impede his performance. So Richard Shike wore the mask instead, and I think Scaroth is terrifying. The mask design is well done for low budget series. Jaggeroth are Cyclopean humanoid ancient race, and they're from Mutter's Spiral. I hope we see them again in Doctor Who, like I said it before they get extinct. Catherine Schell played Countess Scarlione, Count's wife, who didn't know her husband is an alien. David Graham played Professor Kerensky, a scientist who works for Count. Kevin Flood played Herman, who's an armed butler. Peter Halliday in the story played Soldier, who's working for Captain Tancredi. Pamela Sterling plays the Louvre Guide, and we also have John Cleese and Eleanor Bron, who plays the visitors in Art Gallery, seeing the TARDIS as an art. Douglas Adams knew them from his connection of Monty Python and The Footlights, and got them to do a cameo. Cleese suggested the visitors being called Helen Swanesky and Kim Bread, which is a good name, but sadly BBC wouldn't have it. Cleese loved the names and decided to use it in his later project. The cast are fantastic in this. The sets and effects are astonishing, and like I said, the music by Dudley Simpson, I absolutely love it. Romana and Duggan finds Mona Lisa's painting missing, and the alarm got set off, so they jumped out the window. Romana reveals to be 125 years old. Wow, she's done pretty well for that age. Professor Kerensky went to see Count, who got knocked out by Duggan as he threw a lamp at him. The Doctor lies to Tancredi about how he time travels, and he's never seen a TARDIS before. So after a chit chat about Jaggeroth and stuff, Tancredi left to fetch instruments of torture. Well, he came back with thumbscrews. I love the bit where the Doctor took a picture of a god. He really should keep it. So as the god seemed to be unwell, the Doctor wrote, "This is a fake," on a board, then wrote a letter to Leonardo da Vinci, but then got caught by Tancredi. So the Doctor's thumbs are under the screw and gets questioned how he time travels, and could Romana do it as well. As all splinters of Scaroth are communicating with themselves, it gave the Doctor a chance to escape in the TARDIS. The scene works really well. After Romana and Duggan spent a night in the cafe, they head back to the chateau and got held at gunpoint by Herman. The Doctor came back to Paris in 1979 looking for Romana and Duggan. He tried the Louvre and then the cafe and got a note from them given by a patron. As Count, Herman, Romana, Duggan and Kerensky looked at the machine in the lab, Count pressed the switch while Kerensky is inside it, which aged him to death, which is pretty grim. So Romana had to agree to help Count to save Duggan from being shot by Herman. The Doctor arrived, and talking to Countess about Shakespeare, he described what Count's true form looked like and got escorted to the lab by Herman. which amused Countess for a bit, but then as she looked at the Egyptian history books, one of the Egyptian is an alien that Doctor just described to her, which is giving me the goosebumps. The Doctor tries to put a stop to what Count is doing. Count left to see Countess, who pointed a gun at him and got him to reveal himself, which made him killing her with a bracelet, which is pretty dark. The Doctor, Ramon and Duggan got themselves out of the cell and met Scaroth and used the machine to go back in time. So the Doctor, Ramon and Duggan got to the TARDIS and landed in not long before the Jaggeroth are extinct. So Scaroth tries to change the history and the Doctor says it doesn't work that way. Duggan knocked Scaroth out, which is a great punch. Scaroth got teleported back to the chateau, and because Herman didn't know, he threw the vase at the machine, which caused to explode. Which I'm not sure if Herman dies from that, but it definitely did kill Scaroth. The Doctor and Romana said goodbye to Duggan and left, and poor Duggan, you can tell he's sad to see them go. So, that's City of Death, and I really love this story, my top 5 favourite classic stories. Everything about it is fantastic. If you're wondering what my favourite Tom Baker story is, the answer is City of Death. What did you think of this serial? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks as always for watching, people, and see you in the next video.